You have to understand, my friend, that the most important relationship you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. And you cannot allow anyone to treat you in a way that diminishes your value, your worth, or your peace of mind. Too many times we bend over backward trying to please people, trying to make everyone happy, trying to be the person everyone wants us to be. But here's the truth: when you give people the permission to take advantage of you, when you allow them to push past your limits, you are doing a disservice to yourself. You are robbing yourself of the respect and peace that you deserve. Let me tell you something: you are not a doormat, and you don't have to keep saying yes to everything and everyone just to avoid confrontation. People will try to walk over you if you let them, but you have to make it clear that you know your worth. You have to draw a line in the sand and say, this is where I stand. Setting boundaries isn't about being selfish. It's about protecting your energy and guarding your peace. It's about making sure that you don't lose yourself in the process of trying to keep everyone else happy. Because when you don't set boundaries, you open the door for disrespect, and that's not something you should allow in your life. You see, when you keep saying yes to everyone, when you keep bending over backwards to meet everyone else's needs, you're neglecting your own. You're pouring from an empty cup, and eventually that cup runs dry. You can't keep giving when there's nothing left to give. If you don't take the time to invest in yourself, to protect your time, your energy, your emotional well-being, who else will? If you don't set those boundaries, you'll find yourself overwhelmed, burnt out, and lost. It's not selfish to put yourself first. It's necessary. In fact, by setting boundaries, you teach people how to treat you. When you allow someone to disrespect your time, your space, or your feelings, you're essentially saying it's okay to do so. But when you stand firm in your boundaries, you send a powerful message that you value yourself enough to protect what is yours. You show people that your time, your energy, your heart are sacred, and if they want a piece of that, they need to honor who you are and what you stand for. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you're rejecting people. It means you're rejecting the things that no longer serve you. It means you're choosing peace over chaos, respect over disregard. And sometimes that means saying no. Things that aren't aligned with your purpose, your peace, or your progress. It means recognizing that your peace of mind is worth more than someone else's temporary comfort. Sometimes you've got to be willing to disappoint others to protect your own peace. And that's okay. That's growth. It's time to stop being so soft in areas where you know you need strength. It's time to stop allowing others to dictate how you show up in your own life. You are the keeper of your energy, the steward of your time, and the protector of your peace. Set those boundaries and watch how your life transforms. Watch how your relationships evolve. Watch how your peace, your focus, and your purpose become clearer. When you stand for something, you've got to stand firm. We live in a world where people will try to pull you in every direction, trying to make you fit into their box, trying to convince you that your beliefs don't matter, that your values don't count. But hear me when I say you've got to be unshakable in what you believe. You cannot compromise on the things that define who you are, the things that give you direction and purpose. If you don't stand firm on your values, the world will bend you until you forget who you are. There's power in knowing what you stand for. When you have a foundation in your values, when your beliefs are rooted deep in your soul, there's nothing that can sway you. People may try to challenge you, question you, even criticize you, but when you stand firm in your beliefs, you won't waver. You'll walk with your head high, your heart steady, and your feet planted in the truth of who you are. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone. You don't have to convince people to see things your way. The truth of your beliefs will stand for itself. And listen to this: people will try to make you doubt yourself. They'll try to make you feel like your convictions are outdated, too radical, or unimportant. But your beliefs are yours for a reason. They've been shaped by your experiences, your upbringing, your struggles, and your victories. They are the things that guide you, the things that protect you when life gets tough. And if you compromise on those beliefs just to fit in, just to avoid conflict, you are stripping away the very essence of who you are. In this world, it's easy to get distracted. It's easy to fall into the trap of trying to please everyone, trying to meet the expectations that others place on you. But you cannot allow the world to dictate your beliefs. When you allow other people's opinions to define your actions, you lose the power of your own voice. You become a puppet to their will. You've got to be so grounded in who you are that the opinions of others don't shake you. Your values are your shield. They are your armor against the noise of the world. You've got to get to a place where you stop questioning yourself. Stop wondering if you're too much or not enough. Stop wondering if your beliefs are good enough for someone else. Your values don't need to be validated by others. They are your truth. And when you stand firm in that truth, you attract people who are in alignment with who you are. You attract the right opportunities, the right connections, and the right peace. And understand this: standing firm in your beliefs doesn't mean you have to be harsh. You can be kind, you can be loving, but you must be unwavering. You must hold to your values, even when it's uncomfortable. Even when the world tries to tell you that your values don't fit. Your strength comes from knowing who you are, from not bending to fit into anyone else's mold. Your beliefs are the foundation upon which you build your life. And when you stand on solid ground, nothing can shake you. So don't compromise, don't waver. Stand firm in what you believe and let the world see your strength. Let them see that you know exactly who you are and exactly what you stand for. You've got to understand something deep within your spirit life is not going to hand you smooth paths and easy roads. No, it's not going to make things comfortable for you, and that's because growth happens in the fire, in the struggle, in the moments where things don't go your way. Emotional resilience is the key to overcoming all that. It's the ability to rise after being knocked down, to find strength in the face of adversity, to keep going even when the weight of the world is on your shoulders. Without emotional resilience, you will crumble under pressure. But with it, you become unbreakable. Too many people live their lives trying to avoid discomfort, trying to dodge the hard moments, and in doing so, they miss the lessons that come with the struggle. Let me tell you something: the struggle is where the transformation happens. The pain you go through shapes you. It molds you into someone stronger, someone wiser. It's easy to be calm when everything is going well, when things are falling into place. But can you stand strong when everything falls apart? Can you keep moving forward when the road gets rough, when the storms come and the winds blow? That's what true emotional resilience is. It's being able to stand tall in the face of adversity, to walk through the fire without being burned, to endure the hardship and come out on the other side even stronger. But here's the thing: you can't expect to build emotional resilience by avoiding the tough situations. You can't expect to be strong by running away from challenges. You've got to face them head on. You've got to be willing to go through the hard times and learn from them. When something knocks you down, don't stay down, get back up. When life tries to break you, get up and fight back. This doesn't mean you have to be invincible. It doesn't mean you have to suppress your feelings or pretend that everything's okay. No, it means you acknowledge the pain, you face it, and you keep moving forward anyway. You see, resilience doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from experiencing it, from feeling the weight of it, and yet still finding the strength to rise above it. It comes from knowing that no matter what you go through, you will not be defeated. You may feel weak in the moment, but deep down, you know you are not broken. You are being refined. Every tear you shed, every struggle you face is building you up into something greater than you were before. But you've got to make a choice. You've got to choose to keep moving, to keep fighting, because life will give you every reason to give up. It will throw obstacles in your path. It will try to knock you down, but you've got to make up in your mind that you will not be a victim of your circumstances. You've got to rise above them. And when you do, you become unshakable. You become a person who refuses to be defined by the challenges they face. You become a person who sees hardship not as a barrier, but as an opportunity to grow stronger. Emotional resilience is not about avoiding pain. It's about learning how to stand in it, how to walk through it, and how to let it shape you into the person you were always meant to be. It's about bouncing back after each setback and knowing that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Keep going, keep fighting, and never let the hard moments make you forget who you are and what you're capable of. Listen to me when I tell you that learning to say no is one of the most powerful tools you will ever have in your life. Too many people spend their lives saying yes when they should be saying no. They say yes because they're afraid of disappointing others, afraid of being seen as selfish, or afraid of causing conflict. But hear me say yes all the time when it doesn't serve you is the quickest way to lose yourself. You can't keep saying yes to things that don't align with your values, your goals, or your peace. You've got to learn the power of saying no. When you say no to something, you're not just rejecting the request, you're affirming your right to protect your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. You're telling yourself and the world that you matter, that your needs matter, and that your boundaries are important. You see, we live in a world that will pull you in every direction, expecting you to give of yourself at all times. But if you don't take control of your time, if you don't set clear limits, you'll find yourself overwhelmed, drained, and stuck in a cycle of exhaustion. Saying no is not about being harsh or unkind. It's about taking care of yourself so that you can show up for others when it truly matters. Think about it when you say yes to something that doesn't serve you, you are saying no to something that could. You're saying no to your goals, your dreams, your peace of mind. You're saying no to the time and energy that could be spent on the things that truly matter. Saying yes to everyone else's needs means that you're neglecting your own. And that's not self-care. That's self-sabotage. Now, I know some of you are sitting there thinking, but if I say no, people will be upset with me. They'll think I'm selfish or rude or unkind, but I want to challenge you with this. What are you really sacrificing by always saying yes? Are you sacrificing your happiness? Are you sacrificing your peace? Are you sacrificing your mental and emotional well-being? You've got to ask yourself, is pleasing others worth losing yourself? Is putting everyone else's needs ahead of your own worth the cost of your own happiness? It's not selfish to put yourself first. It's necessary. And the more you practice saying no, the easier it becomes to take control of your life. You begin to understand that your time, your energy, and your peace are precious resources, and you can't afford to give them away to everyone who asks. You've got to be discerning. You've got to ask yourself if what's being asked of you aligns with who you are, with your goals, and with your values. If it doesn't, then you've got to have the courage to say no. When you start saying no to the things that don't serve you, you'll find that you have more energy for the things that truly matter. You'll have more time for your dreams, your passions, and the people who truly value you. You'll stop feeling like you're being pulled in a million directions, and you'll start feeling like you're in control of your life again. It's time to stop being a yes person. It's time to take back your power. Start saying no to what doesn't serve you, and watch how your life begins to change. Your peace, your time, and your energy are worth protecting. And it all starts with saying no. There's something powerful about holding people accountable. Too often we let people get away with things because we're afraid of confrontation or we don't want to disrupt the peace. We allow them to treat us in ways that we wouldn't tolerate from anyone else. But let me tell you something, if you don't hold people accountable, they will take advantage of you. They will continue to push boundaries and make demands without ever considering your feelings, your time, or your energy. Holding people accountable is not about being harsh or unforgiving. It's about maintaining respect, showing your worth, and setting the standard for how you expect to be treated. You see, accountability starts with you. It starts with the standard you set for yourself. If you want others to treat you with respect, you have to first respect yourself enough to demand it. When you let people get away with treating you poorly, you are teaching them that it's acceptable. You are setting the precedent that your boundaries don't matter. But when you hold people accountable, you show them that your time, your energy, and your peace are not things to be taken lightly. You show them that you value yourself, and by extension, you teach them how to treat you with the same value. But here's the truth, holding people accountable isn't always easy. It requires courage. It requires stepping up and saying, this is not okay, even when it's uncomfortable. It requires standing firm in your beliefs and your boundaries and not allowing anyone to cross those lines. This isn't about being confrontational for the sake of conflict. It's about standing your ground and making it clear that you will not tolerate disrespect, dishonesty, or mistreatment. It's about saying, I know my worth, and I won't let anyone take advantage of me. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but what if I upset people? What if they don't like me? Let me be clear, it's not your job to make everyone happy. You are not here to please everyone, to bend to their every whim, or to shrink yourself just to avoid conflict. You are here to live your life with purpose and integrity. And sometimes that means holding people accountable. It means saying, I love you, but I will not allow you to treat me this way anymore. When you hold people accountable, you free yourself from the chains of people pleasing. You stop allowing others to dictate how you show up in your own life. You take back your power and regain control over how you are treated. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. And here's the blessing in it: when you set the standard for how others treat you, you open the door for healthier, more fulfilling relationships. You attract people who respect you, who value you, and who want the best for you. So stop letting people walk all over you. Stop allowing disrespect to be the norm. Hold people accountable for their actions and show that you won't settle for anything less than the respect and love you deserve. Your boundaries are sacred, and when you defend them, you not only protect yourself, but you also teach others to honor them too. You've got to understand that in this life, no one is going to hand you success on a silver platter. No one is going to come and rescue you when things get hard. You've got to be ready to put in the work. You've got to be willing to grind, to push, to sweat, and to sacrifice in order to achieve your dreams. The road to success isn't for the faint of heart, it's for those who are willing to stay in the race, even when the road gets rough. Listen to me, I know you want things to change. I know you're tired of being stuck, tired of feeling like you're not getting where you want to be. But change doesn't happen just because you wish for it. You can't sit around and expect things to magically get better. You've got to be proactive. You've got to show up every single day. Even when it's hard, you've got to be consistent in your efforts, because success isn't just about talent, it's about persistence. It's about continuing to put in the work, even when no one is watching. There are going to be times when you don't feel like it. There will be days when you're tired, when you feel defeated, when you wonder if it's even worth it. But it's in those moments when the grind matters most. It's in those moments when you've got to dig deep and remind yourself why you started in the first place. It's easy to show up when everything is going great, but can you show up when the storm is raging? Can you keep pushing when it feels like all your efforts are going unnoticed? That's what separates the dreamers from the achievers. The grind is all about doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's about staying focused on your goals, no matter how far away they seem. It's about being disciplined enough to do the work, even when distractions are all around you. And let me tell you something, you cannot afford to be lazy. You cannot afford to take shortcuts or try to find an easy way out. There is no substitute for hard work. You can't shortcut your way to greatness. If you want something, you've got to be willing to do whatever it takes to earn it. This doesn't mean that you won't face setbacks or failures along the way. In fact, you will. Every successful person has had their share of failures, but the difference between them and those who never make it is that they didn't give up. They didn't let failure define them. They kept going, they kept grinding, they kept pushing until they broke through the barriers that stood in their way. And let me tell you, there's something powerful that happens when you keep grinding, when you keep working towards your dreams. It builds a strength in you that nothing can take away. It builds a character in you that says, I will not be defeated. Every day you put in the work, every day you show up, you are getting closer to the life you want. The grind isn't easy, but it is worth it. So stop waiting for things to fall into place. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. The grind starts today. If you want to see change in your life, it's time to roll up your sleeves and get to work. Don't let the fear of hard work stop you. Don't let the fear of failure hold you back. Embrace the grind, embrace the struggle, and watch as it leads you to the success you've been dreaming about. Keep going and know that every ounce of effort you put in is taking you one step closer to where you're meant to be.